Which part of this London montage is ours? The bridges, the towers, the flats or semi-detached housing with minuscule backyards or balconies for gardens. Which part, tell me? Where does the story of this picture start? If architecture in this city is built on answers, pity the decisions on planning permission don't really consider emotional well-being as one of the most pivotal questions to ask, to pass. After studying architecture, I realized, okay, like there are certain conditions, architectural conditions that put you into a place that meets your criteria for well-being. Me and you, we walk past every one of their constructions, work in them, earn a living to die in them, which is why whenever I walk by and feel like my environment is hell-bent on being a private members club, I know very well that I'm not welcomed. All right, so right now we're in Kentish Town's Peckwater Estate. People live next to each other, they're piled on top of each other, they're facing each other's homes, like you know who lives here. Where they made everything inward facing so that they didn't actually feel like they were part of the wider community. And that was messed up for me in my head. It's like, you've created a space for people to feel home, but then they're isolated so they don't actually feel like they're integrated into the community. I grew up on this road, man. I've got a bag of memories here, man. Like good ones and bad ones. Yeah, for me, there was a clear distinction between like, all right, who is wealthy on this road and who isn't. I can remember that was my bedroom and it had like these low ceiling heights. And it used to affect how I felt. Like I had a lot of depression and anxiety in this house. I don't even know if you can see it, but we used to have like a shed, a really, really cramped shed space, and it was like my space. The importance of me having that safe space was to have like a disassociation with where I was growing up. I tell myself Kentish Town, my old local area, was a focal point that's clearer now I've left and ventured out, where knowledge on scale, color, texture, light, aesthetics and compositional effects are telltale signs, or whether or not someone realized statistically we spend 90% of our lives inside. Where lies the accountability of architecture's effects on our minds? You know when you finish uni and you just want to go somewhere to really chill and relax? This is the one place, like after getting architecture in my mind, and my mind was like, all right, cool, I'm gravitating to spaces. What is it about being in front of like a huge amount of water that just makes me feel like, do you know what, this is a calm setting, this is serene, it's a sanctuary. There was even a test, right, that showed the students who had the highest floor to ceiling height would actually learn more and allow their brain to be more productive. With higher rates of suicide and over 9 million of Britain's citizens living in social isolation way before COVID ghosted a nation, no one is saying what's wrong right in front of our faces. So where we are today is the Barbican Centre, one of my favorite places in the world. You can tell like the architectural decisions were curating your emotional well-being. They made sure that the terraces created this almost like soundproof environment where you couldn't hear the cars or the traffic outside. You don't have that in Kentish Town. You don't have that where I grew up. So this is like a clear polarity between what I was used to and then an environment that was really just enriched with like architectural aesthetics. And I'm not saying these buildings are killers, that are stone cold. But I am saying, acknowledge the correlations. This isn't about architectural defiance. It's about the well-being of our minds. Finally, being your clients.